Hello. So this is our last topic, which is about gases. Okay, so we will be discussing gases and pressure, gas loss, density, and molar mass of gases, gas stoichiometry, Dalton's law of partial pressure, and also kinetic molecular theory of gases. So these are the 11 elements that are under normal atmospheric conditions. So usually they are the diatomic molecules. When you say diatomic molecule, a single element that has two atoms, such as H2, nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, also ozone. So has three atoms, fluorine, chlorine, and others are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and of course, radon. Okay. Take note that it is at 180 m and 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, all of your gases have the following physical characteristics. So gases assume the volume and shape of their containers. Gases are most compressible of the states of matter. So we all know that gas, between solid liquid gas has the most dispersed molecule. So there are spaces in between them. That's why easily they can be easily compressed. So gases will mix evenly and completely when confined on the same container. Okay, they can be mixed. Example, air is a mixture of gases. So what are those gases? Most probably we have large amount of oxygen gas, carbon dioxide, sometimes carbon monoxide, nitrogen gas, and of course, so on. So gases have much lower densities than liquids and of course your solids. Gas pressure exists due to the force exerted by its particle against the surface. So it can be calculated as the ratio of force applied over a certain of area. So there are actually these three pala, sorry. Common units of pressure are the following. 1 Pascal is equal to 1 newtons per meter second. 180 m is equal to 760 millimeters of mercury equals to 760 or also. And also, every 180 m is equivalent to 100,325 Pascal units. Okay, so remember that in every 1 ATM, it is equivalent to 760 millimeters of mercury or 760 torr or 101,325 Pascal units. Okay, next. So as you can see, if the surrounding area of a gas it has low temperature, of course the pressure is also low. But if it increases temperature, there is also higher pressure and it also increases the speed of our gases. Okay? So we also noted that the atmospheric pressure as it increase altitude, it lowers the pressure or atmospheric pressure. And if it lowers a lower altitude, it means it has a higher atmospheric pressure. Okay? So the condition should be 0 degrees Celsius, 180 m. That is what we call the STP, standard temperature as well as pressure. So the barometer is probably the most familiar instrument for measuring atmospheric pressure. So this one is a barometer. This one is a manometer. Okay. So Mr. Thor, okay, Mr. Torricelli or Mr. Thor, he actually tried to do an experiment where he put a basin of mercury, a basin or a container of a mercury with a vacuum glass column. Okay, and he just for a certain period of time, he waited until there is a time where mercury rose and stopped for a long period of time. And that height of mercury is equivalent to 760 millimeters of mercury or 760 Thor, which is came from his name. Okay, that's why in every 1 atmospheric pressure or 1 atm, it is equivalent to 760 mmHg or 760 Thor. Okay, this is a barometer. We also have what we call a manometer. This is one used for confined gas. When you say confined gas, when gas is injected to the instrument, the machine, it will be sealed. That's why we would have a confined gas. So other factors will not affect, such as wind or any natural um sources affecting the gas molecules. So once your gas is injected inside the instrument, it will be sealed. And after a certain period of time, uh, you have to wait where the mercury will rose kung kailan siyang itataas to a certain amount of mercury. Okay. For this one, it is around 80 millimeters of mercury, specifically for confined gas. Okay? So that's the difference between your barometer and of course your manometer. So let's try to compute. What is the pressure of in atmosphere? This one is ATM. That has a pressure of 500 torr. So again, in every 1 ATM, it is equivalent to 760 torr or 760 millimeters of mercury. Okay, so let's try to compute number one. You have a given 500 torr multiplied using our legend, which is 180 m over 760 torr. So between 180 m and 760 torr, of course, this is torr. 760 torr should be written here below. So 180 m ang nasa taas natin. So we just have to cancel torr, and so 500 times 1 divided by 760 torr, we would have arrived at 0.66 atm. Okay, so therefore, in every 500 torr, it is equivalent to 0.66 atm. Let's try number 2. A sample of hydrogen gas has a pressure of 0.95 atm multiplied by our given pressure of hydrogen in torr actually. So it is also atm to torr. So since now this is atm, we'll be using 1 atm, the low. 760 torr ang nasa taas. So cancel, we will arrive with so 0.95 times 760 torr divided by 1 atm. It is equivalent now to 720 torr. So in every 0.95 atm, it is equivalent to 720 torr. 3. The pressure of gas is measured as 700.0 millimeters of mercury. Express the given in pressure of atmosphere. So in every 1 atm, it is 760 millimeters of mercury. So therefore, mmHg, ang given unit, therefore, we'll write here 760 millimeters of mercury. We have 1 atm above. Cancel, cancel, equals. So you have 700 times 1 divided by 760. So you will have arrived 0.92 atm. Okay? Okay, so let's go now to gas laws. So there are actually different factors that will affect a behavior of a gas, such as your pressure, volume, temperature, also concentration of a gas as well. Okay, concentration or amount of a gas. Okay, so that's why we have these two for six gas laws, such as Boyle's, Charles, Gay-Lussac's, combined Avogadro's, and of course the ideal gas law. So the first thing that we have is the Boyle's law. I called it as a BPV to actually remember easily. Boyle's pressure volume. So is this is where temperature is constant. Okay, we will neglect temperature here because it is constant. We will only focus in pressure and volume. And it is actually inversely proportional. So how can you identify if it is inversely proportional? If you see that the formula is multiplication on both of the sides. As you can see here, multiplication, multiplication. Okay, so multiplication. Both sides. That is inversely proportional. While if you want to know if your formula is directly proportional, you'll see that in both sides it is division. So you can see your division, division. That's why it is directly proportional. Okay? So again, directly proportional. You'll see that there is division formula on both sides of the equals. Okay, so as here, multiplication, multiplication, both sides ng equal natin, it is inversely proportional. So it means if one is increasing, the other factor is decreasing. So therefore, if your pressure increases, your volume decreases. But if your pressure decreases, your volume actually increases. For example, when you are actually inhaling and exhaling, when you inhale, of course, you inhale large amounts of oxygen gas, you're trying to give so much pressure. Okay. And of course, your volume of lungs actually decreases. So pressure increase, volume decrease. But of course, when you exhale, you relax, you're removing or releasing the pressure as well as the carbon dioxide. And your volume of your lungs actually increases. Okay? So let's try to compute here a Boyle's law example. You have to write first the um given para hindi ma-confuse tayo. Okay? So, a sample of chlorine gas occupies a volume of 946 ml. So, your V is 946 ml. With a pressure of 700, okay, 726 millimeters ng mercury. What is the pressure of the gas in millimeters of mercury? So you're actually trying to find the second pressure. So if your volume, here's the problem. If the volume is reduced at a constant temperature to a volume of 154 ml. So your second volume is actually 154 ml. So again, your formula is P1 V1 equals P2 over V2. And of course, you have to get the pressure to, so to release pressure 2 to get the formula of pressure 2, sa Tagalog, palabasin yung P2 sa formula, what you're going to do first, here is divide both sides. Whoever is the unit beside your P2 should be the divisor. So, P2, P2. Cancel. Therefore, you now have a P2 and its formula. So, P2 is equivalent to P1 V1 over V2. So, let's try. So, P2 equals P1 V1 over V2. So, P2 is equals, our P1 is 946 ml. Our V1 is 726 millimeters ng mercury. And of course, our second V2 is 154 ml. Okay, so ml, ml cancel. So let's try. So you have 946 times 726 divided by 154 ml. So you have an answer of 4,459.71 millimeters ng mercury. Okay, so let's try. So your answer now here is 4,459.71 mmHg. As you can see, volume 1 to volume 2, it actually decreases. But pressure 1 to pressure 2, from 76 to 4,000, it increases. Volume decrease, pressure increase, this is inversely proportional. Okay? Let's now go to Charles' law, which is has a constant pressure. So your constant is not used, or we will not use the pressure in the problem since it is constant. We will only deal with your volume and of course temperature. So acronym ko for this is CVT, Charles Volume Temperature. So in dealing with temperature, you have to make all of the degrees Celsius converted into Kelvin. You will be using Kelvin to actually factor out this absolute zero in temperature. So kung naka-degree Celsius ang ating temperature, convert mo na to Kelvin. So your degree Celsius plus 273.15 to get your Kelvin value in temperature. So it is actually directly proportional. So it means if your volume increases, temperature increases. But if your volume decrease, your temperature also decreases. Directly proportional. So it is computed with the formula of V1, T1 equals V2 over T2. An example of this is actually a balloon. Hot air balloon. So, what do you need to inflate a hot air balloon? Of course, you need heat, you need fire. And when you heat a hot air balloon, the balloon itself will increase its size or volume. So, a sample of carbon monoxide gas occupies 3.20 liters at 125 degrees Celsius. So you have a volume 1, which is 3.20 liters. You have a temperature 1, which is 125 degrees Celsius. Convert it immediately to Kelvin. So you have your 125 plus 273.15. Meron kang 398.15 Kelvin. And you have here volume 2, which is 1.54 liters, and we are trying to find the temperature 2. Okay, so what we're going to do now here is actually the V1 over T1, V2 over T2. We're trying to get the temperature too. So the first thing that you have to do is actually cross multiply. Okay, that's why you'll arrive with V1 T2 equals V2 T1. Okay, then we are trying to get T2 out. So V2, T1. Whoever the unit beside your T2 should be the divisor to cancel out. Cancel. So your new formula now is actually 2 equals V2 T1 over V1. So our volume 1 is actually 154. Our volume 2 is 3.20 liters. And temperature 1 is 398.15 Kelvin. Right. So V2 is 154 liters multiplied by our temperature, which is 398.15 Kelvin, divided by our volume 1, which is 3.20 liters. Cancel, cancel. Our new formula now is so 154 times 398.15 divided by 3.20. You have, of course, the answer of 191.61 Kelvin. Okay. So, if in midterms exam, if the choices are in Kelvin, assist na to. Pero kung ang choices ay naka-Celsius, of course, you have to convert it into Celsius. Minus 273.15 lang po. Okay? So, try natin. 191.61 minus 273.15, that will be negative 82.54 degrees Celsius. Okay. So, that is our answers. Again, if in midterm exam, your choices are in Kelvin, of course, as is na yung Kelvin answer natin. But if the choices are in Celsius, of course, you just have to convert back. Minus 273.15 lang naman. Okay? Okay, so now we have the Gay-Lussac, which is the pressure temperature. I called it as GPT, case pressure temperature. So it is a directly proportional, which is when your pressure increase, your temperature also increase. When your pressure decreases, your temperature also decreases. An example of this are the aerosol cans or butane gas that you cannot subject to heat. Kasi when your heat increases, what happens to the gas inside the can? Of course, it will have extreme high temperature also. It will explode. Another example is the pressure cooker. Okay? The gases in a hairspray can are at the temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. That is your temperature 1, which is 27 degrees Celsius. Automatically convert it first. So you would have 27 plus 273.15. Meron kang 300.15 Kelvin. Now you have a pressure 1, which is 30 pounds per inches. Next, gases in the can reach a temperature of 90 pounds per inches square. So that is your second pressure, which is 90 pounds per inches square. The can will explode. To what temperature must the gases be raised for the can to explode? So you're trying to find your second temperature. So again, it is just again T1 over T1 equals V2 over T2. Okay, so for this one, same lang with Charles' law. So give time to compute it on your own. So try to find temperature in Kelvin, also in degrees Celsius. Okay? Okay, next is the combined gas law, where you have Boyle's, Charles, and Gay-Lussac being combined. So you have now three factors, such as the pressure, volume, temperature, and yes, pressure, volume, temperature. So here, as you can see, T1 versus T1 is actually a division. So it is directly proportional. So it means pressure, temperature, volume. If your pressure increases directly proportional with temperature, it also increases. However, pressure and volume is indirectly or inversely proportional. So if your pressure increases, your volume actually decreases. Vice versa, pressure, temperature decreases, volume is the only one that would increase. Okay, so that is the relationship between pressure, volume, as well as your temperature. A small bubble rises from the bottom of a lake where the temperature and pressure are 8 degrees and 64 atm. So you have here um pressure 1, which is 6.4 atm. You have temperature 1, which is 8 degrees, so plus 273.15, that will be equal to 281.15 Kelvin. For a while, check ko lang. 8 plus 273.15. Tama. 281.15 Kelvin. To the water surface where the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. So that is your another temperature, which is your T2, which is 25 degrees Celsius plus 273.15, which is, so 25 plus 273.15, you have 298.15 Kelvin for your temperature too. And the pressure too is actually 1.0 atm. So calculate the final volume, your V2. You're trying to find your V2. If the bubble, if it is initial volume, V1 is actually 2.1 ml. Okay, so let's try to rearrange the formula. You have P1, V1 over the temperature 1 equals P2 V2, which is here the temperature 2. So here now, you're trying to find the final volume, which is the V2. So the first thing that you have to do is actually cross multiply. So you have P1 V1 P2 equals P2 V2 P1. And all the units that are beside with our V2 should be removed. That's why divide both sides by P2 and of course T1, P2, T1. So cancel, cancel. You now have a final formula of P2 equals P1 V1 T2 over P2 P1. So if you're going to inject all of your numbers, P1 is 6.4 atm. P1 is actually 2.1 ml. temperature 2, which is 298.15 Kelvin, over pressure 2 nyo, which is 1.0 atm, multiplied by our temperature 1, which is 281.15 Kelvin. So, ATM cancel, Kelvin, Kelvin cancel. We have an ml as a final. So, we have 6.4 times 2.1 times 298.15 divided by the multiples of 281.15 times 1. So, our final answer is supposed to be 14.25 ml. Okay? Okay, next is the Avogadro's law. So, if your concentration of a gas that is indicated in moles interacts with the volume with constant pressure and temperature, it is called Avogadro's. So, if the concentration o yung moles ng gas natin increase, volume also increase, directly proportional. If it decrease, volume also decreases. Let's have an example here. A cylinder with a movable piston contains 2 grams of helium at a room temperature. So more helium was added to the cylinder and the volume was adjusted so that the gas pressure remained the same. How many grams of helium were added to the cylinder if the volume was changed from 2 liters to 2.7 liters? The temperature was actually held constant. So as you can see here, wala tayong mole unit here. So we also do not have the N. So let's try muna. You have a V1, which is 2.0 liters. We do not have the N1, but we have the V2, which is 2.7 liters. We also do not have the N2, okay? But we can compute the N1 to actually identify the second moles ng N2. So here, the given is grams to grams. You have to actually convert muna grams to actually moles natin. Again, if you're trying to convert moles, grams to moles, you actually need the molar mass. So it is just the grams over the molar mass na given. So in this case, 2.0 grams of helium divided by the molar mass ng helium. Where do we get the molar mass of helium? Okay, of course, in the periodic table. So, atomic weight ng helium natin is 4 grams per mole. And isa lang naman yung atom ng helium natin. So, 4 times 1, you have 4.00 grams per mole. Cancel, cancel. So, you'll have 2 divided by 4. It is 0.5 mole of helium. So, that is our first N, 0.5 mole. Next, you have to compute the N2, then convert back to grams because that is our question. So, V1 over N1, V2 over N2. You're trying to find first N2. So, cross multiply V1 and 2 equals V2 and 1. So, whatever the unit beside of N2 should be the divisor to actually cancel. N2 equals V2 and 1 over V1. We now have N2 is equivalent to 2.70 liters multiplied by N1, which is 0.5 mole, divided by our volume 1, which is 2.00 liters. Cancel, cancel, and 2 is now 2.7 times 0.5 divided by 2. You now have 0.675 mole. Okay, so that is our N2. However, our question is not in mole. It is in grams. You have to convert back. So, same formula then. So, if moles to grams, you need your molar grams and, of course, your molar mass. So, multiplied here now, since this one, naka-mole na siya, we just only need the molar mass, which is, in every 1 mole, eto, that's siya, you have 4.00 grams each. Cancel, cancel. You have final unit as grams of helium. That is 0.675 times 4 divided by 1. So it is just 2.7 grams of helium. So that is our final answer. So our next topic is about ideal gas law, which has the perfect gas as considered, where you have a constant value of R, which is 0.08206 liters of ATM over moles of Kelvin. So the formula is pressure volume is equal to the R constant multiplied by the number of moles and, of course, temperature. Kakabisaduhin po ito 0.08206 liters of atmospheric pressure per moles of Kelvin. Okay, let's try. Again, your formula is PV equals nRT, where R is equivalent to 0.08206 LATM over mole of K. So you have 1 mole, which is N is equals to 1.00 mole, occupying a liter, which is a volume, 20.0 liters, and a pressure, which is 1.0 atm. You're trying to find the temperature in Kelvin. So, you have your pressure, volume, meron kang N, mole number, pero wala kang T. So, your R is also constant, 0.8206 LATM for moles of K. So, try natin. Hinahanap si T. So, PV equals nRT. So, to get temperature out, N and R should be the divisor. So, you have temperature equals PV over NR. Try natin. Temperature equals to pressure is 1.0 atm. Your volume is actually 20.0 liters. Your temperature, tama, P and V over the N, which is also 1.0 mole. Your R, which is 0.08206 LATM over mole of K. So, ATM, ATM, liters, liters, mole, mole, our final unit is actually in Kelvin. Try compute. 1 times 20 divided by the multiple of 1 times 0.08206. So you have here now has 243.72 Kelvin. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, so this one, answer it on your own as an exercise. By the mean of STP, standard temperature, which is always 0 degrees Celsius, standard pressure, which is always 1.0 atm. Okay? So next of our topic is density and of course your molar mass of your gases, where the molar mass can be computed by P is density, R is the constant 0.08206 LATM over mole of K. Pressure, your temperature that is always in Kelvin, and as well as your pressure. So these are the usual density of our gases that eat at STP. So such as nitrogen, density is 1.19, and so on. So let's try po. So our formula again is molar mass is equals to density, then our constant temperature over the pressure. So here we have 2.10 liters. Try natin. Density, the R constant. The temperature, and of course, the pressure. So, pinakamadali, yung temperature, which is 27.0 degrees Celsius. We also have here 1.0 atm. Plus 273 na to kagad, which is 0.15, which is 27 plus 273.15. We have 300.15 Kelvin. Our constant. Your density, we do not have a density here, but we have a volume and a mass. If you remember from our first topic, density can be computed by grams over volume or mass over volume, where you would have either um grams per ml or kilograms per liter. So here our volume is actually in liter, and one of our unit is actually in liter. That's why we'll use liter. We have to convert first your 4.65 to grams. Try natin. So 4.65 to kilograms. Move ka lang ng tatlo. 1, 2, 3. So it now be 0.00465 kilograms. So now you have your mass. Ang volume natin is 2.10 liters. So it is just 0.04, ay kulang ba ng 0? 0.00465 kilograms over 2.10 liters, which is, for a while, 0.00465 divided by 2.10 liters. I have arrived at 2.21 times 10 raised to negative 3 nating density. Or para mas madali, 1, 2, 3. 0.00221. Okay? This one is the density, which is kilograms over liter. So, kung i-input na natin sa formula, mm, si density, RT over pressure. Is 0.00221 kilogram per liters multiplied by your R, which is 0.08206 LATM over mole of K. Yung temperature natin na 300.15 Kelvin divided by our final or ATM. So, kilogram, hindi pala, sorry. Liters, ATM. K, so our final unit is kilogram per mole. So, it is kg per mole. So, try natin compute. 0.0022 times 0.08206 8206 times 300.15 divided by 1. So, your answer is actually 0.054 kilogram per mole. So, pwede siyang convert back 1 to 3, which is 54.2 grams per mole. Okay, so ganun po. Okay, so our next topic is the gas stoichiometry, where you're trying to find the grams of the given and also the grams of the final. So the formula is grams of given converted to moles of given converted to the moles of the product or what is being asked converted to the grams of the product or what is being asked. Okay, so let's try this one. As you can see, we are trying to find volume of carbon dioxide. So this is the one that is being asked in the question. You have a temperature that is 37 degrees Celsius, so plus 273.15. It is, so 37 plus 273.15. It is actually 310.15 Kelvin. We are trying to find volume here, no? So you have pressure 1.00 atm. And of course, we have a given gram, so it means we have N in the problem. So you have only have one pressure, one temperature, one volume, and one concentration of gas. So therefore, it is PV equals nRT, which is an ideal gas law. Okay. So, we cannot get volume using the equation kung wala pa tayong N. But we have here a given 5.60 grams ng glucose. But ang hinahanap natin is actually carbon dioxide. That's why it is actually stoic. We're trying to use the given from the reactant to actually produce what is being asked on the product natin. So, here, it is from grams of your given to be converted to the moles of a given and to be converted back to the moles of our what is being asked. So, ang given natin is actually glucose, so C6H12O6, which is 5.60 grams of C6H12O6. Again, to convert it to the moles, you actually need the molar mass. And the molar mass of your glucose, kapag kinompute nyo, it is actually 180.156 grams per mole of C6H12O6. And of course, you just have to multiply this to the mole ratio. So, para makuha yung moles that is being asked. Ano yung pinaka-mole ratio natin? You have here no number. So, automatically, that is 1 mole of C6H12O6, which is equivalent here. It has 6 in carbon dioxide, kaya 6 mole of carbon dioxide. So, that is our ratio. Okay? So, the unit here above is actually C6H12O6. That's why we're trying to write here, dito sa baba, ang ating mole ratio, which is the 1 mole of C6H12O6. That has 6 moles of carbon dioxide. So, kapag kinompute natin yan, you have 5.60 that is divided by 180.156. Okay, times the 6 divided by 1 is actually equal to 0.187 mole of carbon dioxide. Okay, that is already your N. 0.187 mole of carbon dioxide. Okay, so now you have your N. You can now compute your volume using this formula. Okay, so kayo na po ang magka-compute ng volume here. So again, your R is actually 0.08206 L ATM over moles of Kelvin. Okay, so do it on your own. Paki-compute ng volume using the ideal gas law formula. Okay, our next topic is the Dalton's partial pressures, where your total pressure is equal to the pressure of gas 1, pressure of gas 2, pressure of gas 3, and so on. Okay? So, ano nangyayari? If there is a mixture of gases, kagaya ng air, ilan yung pressure ni gas 1, gas 2, gas 3, gas 4, and so on. That is Dalton's law of partial pressure. Okay, for example, oxygen gas, nitrogen, argon, water, and carbon dioxide are being mixed together to form air. So, how do we compute? Okay, again, to a tank containing N2, which is 2.0 atm, oxygen gas, which is 1.0 atm, we're trying to find carbon dioxide, and our total pressure is actually 4.6 atm. So it is total pressure equals N2 plus O2 plus carbon dioxide na. So 4.6 atm equals 2.0 atm plus 1.0 atm, and carbon dioxide is X. So 4.6 atm, 2 plus 1, 3.0 atm plus X. So to get your X, puta lang dito. So, negative 3.0 atm plus 4.6 atm equals X. So, our X is actually 1.6 atm. So, 1.6 atm si carbon dioxide. Ganun lang po kadali. Okay? So, our next topic is the kinetic molecular theory, where we actually identify the properties of an ideal or a perfect gas. So, they said that a perfect gas here should be, number one, it only says that a gas has no volume. So, perfect gas, an ideal gas, should have no volume. The second one, it only says that gas are in constant motion, moving in random directions with different speeds. Okay. Another one is that gas molecules exerts neither attractive nor repulsive forces to one another. And the last one, the KE is always proportional to the temperature of gas, which in Kelvin. However, there is actually no ideal gas that is possible or occurring. And it is not possible to have an ideal gas law. Meron lang tayo ay yung tinatawag na real gas or real gas law or the real gases, which they have volume. Gases has volume. Gases do have attractive and repulsive forces na tinatawag na London dispersion. Okay, so this one is where two molecules collide with each other. Okay, nagkambagaan lang konti, there is already a force, which is the London dispersion. Okay? So, parang yung crush mo, 'di ba? Nakatabi mo lang konti, may sparks na kayo. Same with your molecules. Nag-collide lang ng konti, there is already attraction or small amount of repulsive forces. And here, the kinetic molecular theory also can be computed down the root mean square of a speed, which is equivalent to square root of 3 multiplied by the R constant, temperature divided by the molar mass. And it only says that the bigger the molecular mass, mas malaki yung mass ng isang gas, mas mabagal. Or the lower the speed. Mas mataas yung temperature natin, mas faster the speed in this. Okay, so that will be all for our last topic. Make sure to try to compute the other exercises in the PowerPoint. Okay, thank you po.